Have to worry about crit rate, crit damage, with the exception of a little part in the game that we're going to talk about in a little bit, resist, and any one of those.
That's what makes her such a great monster, is you don't really have to worry about the other ones. No crit rate or crit damage, except in that very specific situation.
Very specific spot. You might be asking yourself, how do I ruin her? And Evan's going to tell you.
I am. The answer is speed, HP under 2, 4, and 6 slots, though if you're having a hard time reading that accuracy prerequisite, then you might want to go speed, HP, accuracy. PvE. I don't like that. I don't like that delivery. PvE, starting with dungeons.
We recommend you to ruin her on Vile or Swift, ideally with an offset that will help you there, like Revenge, so she can keep reducing tech bars and putting Death Break on the enemies.
If you're in the early game, Swift is a great option as long as you can make it over 100-ish speed. The same is true for Violent, but it's a little harder to get in just the substats, so Swift is a great starting point.
For BJ5, Lauren is an integral... For BJ5, Lauren is an integral... Wait, which one's the right one? This guy. Of your team, because she reduces attack bar and keeps Death Break so Belgear can deal lots of damage. Remember, you ruin her on Fight and Will on Speed HP with enough accuracy to do her job.
And for some reason, if your Belgear isn't hitting quite hard enough, you can put her on slot 4 crit damage, and she can contribute. That was a surprise.
Mine's ruined like that.
That's a very specific situation.
Yeah.
You will not hear that recommendation anywhere going forward. Lauren has also seen a lot of play in the Dimension Predator. She's excellent for making sure that the boss consistently has defense break and slow put on him, and she can also strip tricky immunity buffs or shield buffs, what have you.
In other areas of the Dimension Hole, she can also be extremely useful together with Bird and Friend because she has such a low star level that she can be used almost anywhere and even help you from those incredible runes, the ancient ones.
It should be noted that if you're bringing her into the Dimension Predator, take her off of the Revenge set that we recommended earlier. Listen, he's only going to say this once, so I want you to listen up. Say it. Tell him.
Take your monsters off Revenge. You're not going to hear this again, so write it down. In RTA, she's still an extremely useful unit, especially against bruiser comps, because she can control 2 units at once if she procs. That's why we recommend Vile Will on a tanky build with enough accuracy to survive in the battle, death break the opponents, and create openings so your team can take a kill.
Or if you're looking for a free-to-play option for a starter on your team, you can bring Lauren on Swift and it can be broken, so that way you can outspeed the enemy team. You ban their starter and control the second one, so that way your whole team can move ahead.
For guild content on offense, we recommend Vile Will once again because of the same reasons as RTA. But then on defense...
Oh, that's me. Yeah, sorry. Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, totally, bro. On defense, you could also benefit from putting her on Revenge, so that way she has a chance to counterattack and keep slowing and lowering attack bars on the other team.
If you're bringing in a fast team, you can also ruin her on Swift, so she can surprise the opponents and outspeed them.
That's Lauren.
And this is our last video with her about her.
Psych! Lauren. She's available any day the Hall of Light is open. That part you know, but maybe you don't know how to ruin her.
And maybe you don't know this will be the last video we will do talking about her. I know, we've done so many. Yeah, it's the last one. It's the last one.
Oh yeah! He winked at me, so that means it's true. Before we talk about the variants in where and how you use her, let's talk about stats. Beginning with primary stats. Let's read the scripts. The stats that are most important for Lauren are speed, accuracy, HP, and defense.
And those are in order of importance. And remember, for secondary stats, she has none. You actually don't have to worry about crit rate, crit damage, with the exception of a little part in the game that we're going to talk about in a little bit, resist, and any one of those.
That's what makes her such a great monster, is you don't really have to worry about the other ones. No crit rate or crit damage, except in that very specific situation.
Very specific spot. You might be asking yourself, how do I ruin her? And Evan's gonna tell you.
I am. The answer is speed, HP under 2, 4, and 6 slots, though if you're having a hard time reading that accuracy prerequisite, then you might want to go speed, HP.
Oh! Hey, come to a CC line. I almost took it.
I'm sorry. You know what? My mic is totally muted, so nobody even heard it. What's going on, everybody?
Okay?
Yeah. Welcome back to Summoners War, everyone. My name is Come To Us Evan.
And I'm come to a CC line.
Perfect. That's awesome. Thank you guys for letting me know about that. I forgot that I had muted my mic when I hosted the ESP stream the other day, so thank you for the reminder. If this is your guys' first time to the stream, today we are going to be doing account reviews and progression tips. So CC Line are going to hop into your accounts. We're going to give you personalized advice for what you, whatever questions you have. And if you'd like to participate, just hop into chat number 7. I see some folks in chat already. I see Nectar. I see King Mike. I saw Envy. Let me know if Doman hops in or King Vega. I haven't seen them, and I get a little nervous when I haven't seen them on YouTube right away. I see CC Line in chat. CC, what's going on?
Sneaky like that, you know?
Yeah, it's really sleek. That is very sneaky. Today we're going to be starting on global, but if there's enough interest later, I can definitely hop into Europe because, guys, I made a Europe account.
Yay!
So, Cece, I'm gonna let you choose the first person. You can let me know who you want to help out, guys. If you could as well, just put your Twitch or YouTube name in your question, and also whatever you need help with as well. Beyond Gifted, yes. Chat number 7. Chat number 7 is the one. Ciao. What's going on, guys? Salvi. Brian, welcome. So let me know if you see. Quadzilla says Evan and Cece, pick me.
Yeah, I was gonna say Quadzilla's really.
Let's do that one then. Let's go.
Yeah.
I clicked on the wrong one. The chat's moving a little fast for me. Quadzilla, could you identify yourself in chat and let us know what you need help with? And while you say that, I'll ask Cece, what have you been playing recently? Like, what have you been working on in Summoners War lately?
Finally doing my Trickaroo.
Oh, nice.
It's time. I put it off. I knew it would burn my crystals, so I was like, oh, I don't need it. And now I'm like, no, I need it.
Yeah,
so.
it's basically like transmutation for red crystals into blue crystals. Like, that's what that is.
Yeah.
ACS says that they need help with GB12, please. We're just going to go in here. I'm going to open up the book, and we'll just go ahead and see what Quadzilla maybe needs some help with. So right away, I can see that they already have the dot team set up, which is really cool. The dot team's ready. They haven't quite started working on their Trickaroo yet, but they're using a couple of the starter teams, like for dragons, they've got a good setup there. I noticed for punishers, they have an interesting setup. They got Juno in there, which is a little interesting for that one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it is a little bit interesting. Maybe we can just jump in and give them some help here. Can you guys help me get to G1 and RTA? Dude, I gotta get help myself with that first. Oh, yo, it's me, Quadzilla. I'm wanting to get Arena and RTA more. Okay, sounds great, man. So the first piece of advice that I would give for you, and please, CC, I'd love to also hear anything that you've dabbled in with your RTA this season too. But the first thing that I would tell them is get a really strong foundation of like Swift runes. Like that's something that I really wish that I did, is stay in GB12 a little longer.
Yes. That's like the biggest thing. I think a lot of people rush to get on GB12, but you gotta live there for a while. That's where a lot of your bread and butter runes are gonna come from, is gonna be GB12.
Oh yeah, like if you could get like 3 sets of Swift runes that are going to take you, depending on where you're at in RTA, like if you're trying to climb to C1, I would recommend having like 3 sets that'll get you close, if not exceeding 300 speed on a monster. I know that it's the drive to try to get to DB12 is there, but let's see what you have in terms of units as well. So let's go ahead. I see a sleeper hit Praha. See Josephine. See Josephine here. Shiho has actually been one of my favorite monsters of the whole season. Helena, a great punish. Okeanos. Juno, as a counter to the meta, is fantastic. If you're looking for Arena, too, by the way, before I get too deep into RTA, you actually have all of the necessary components, I think, for like a Please Don't Attack Me team, which is just a lot of tanky water units. Cece, what do you use for arena defense these days? Do you know?
I do that stall defense. Like, I'm the one that does the one I don't want people to either attack it, or they're gonna look at it and be like, oh, this is annoying, like, ha. So I'm all for what you were saying here with
the Please Don't Attack Me. That's the one. Evan Shiho soloed my team, says Brian. Brian, I'm glad that's cemented into your memory. That's exactly what I like. So Shiho's awesome in RTA. You can do Ken. I'd also like to go ahead and go to the back here and see what you have in reserve. Savannah. You have a Masha, which is really cool. GZ on the Masha, and Vanessa. Your RTA teams are about to get a lot more exciting, dude. That's pretty awesome.
Sierra in here, like, it's pretty stacked.
It's very stacked. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna do definitely do first pick Ciara. I would do first pick Ciara, and then you could also grab an Oki and diversify with like a Shiho if they're like as neutral picks, or like a Ken, a fast Ken. The only thing is I don't personally love picking 2 units of the same element right next to each other. So if they're not giving you a tell on what they're doing with their game plan quad, then what I would do is I would just go neutral. I would just go Ciara, Oki, Shiho, or whatever you have as a third pick there. Oh, I noticed you actually have Jogun. I totally missed Joe on the way in here. My good friend Joe. And then depending on what they bring, Juno. Come to us. Yeah, you don't disagree, dude. Yeah, that's great. I think this is a perfect one.
I was like, that's it.
That's it, dude. But quad, please, let's stay in GB12 for a little while. Get some fast runes. All this, really good monsters. But runes are what's going to make the account. So Cece, who do you want to help out next?
Let's see. Oh, there's so many. How do you pick?
I know.
Let's go Dark Crow 8. He needs help with GB12. And since we're talking about GB12 and the...
Great idea.
What's the foundation?
And this is... Okay, this is cool. So I noticed that they have the GB12 cheat code, which is Savannah.
I was just going to say it. Immediately I see Savannah.
Yeah. Let's hop in. Savannah... and look at this. They're starting to work towards a dot team.
Good, that's solid.
That is solid. Guys, I'm so sorry. I totally forgot to turn on the survey. It is on right now. Use command new survey if you're on Twitch. And while you're there, if you use command CC line as well, you can give her a follow if you haven't already. And I'll be periodically dropping these links in YouTube too. So what else do you see here that we could maybe recommend to them to make a GB12? I noticed there's a lot of 5 stars in the back here. Notably.
First of all, they have Franmog, so
GZ on the Franmog.
No, I just had to.
GZ on the Franmog.
Yeah. Just take 1 minute and appreciate how beautiful she looks.
I also really do like a lot of the stats on the Fran. I personally like seeing just about like 30-ish more speed on a Fran for Giants, but like the HP is right where you want it, and also, like, you can tell that she's on speed HP, which is my preferred build. But that's, a little more speed.
Eventually probably swap out the rune 1. Not giving them too much. There's no speed on that rune, but...
Really good observation. Very good observation. So, yeah, that's probably the first one that you want to take a look at. And then Lauren, I think, will take a little bit of a rework in just because of, like, while the headspace is there, like the accuracy, the HP, I think you can lose a tiny bit of the accuracy, bring it down to around 85 or so, just to try to get 100 speed. Because let's see how this is. And no need to force the Vio, the will. You can go ahead on Swift. Swift is great.
Absolutely. Swift is solid for Lauren, because if she's fast enough, then you're not thinking about trying to get that Vile proc or relying on it.
Exactly. Yeah. And if it's only at the cost of +7 speed, right? You know, it's kind of a tough give and take for that. So I think our recommendation would be first to just swap over to Swift. Arianzi, I saw you on Secular. I saw you in the chat. Maybe we could help you out next with that with NB. That sounds really cool. And then let's take a look at like their Crow as well. Let's see what they got going on here. Little on the slow side, and it looks like they have a lot of crit rate, but not a lot of crit damage.
Yes.
So with
he have the fatal though.
Yeah, he's got the fatal, which is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I like, again, I really like certain elements where their head is at. What's up, Hirotion? Good to see you, dude. Because it's like, you definitely need crit rate to make the crit damage matter, right? But you got to find the crit damage somewhere. I would recommend taking out the 4-slot rune with crit rate and putting in crit damage instead.
Yep, I think they could lose a little bit of that crit rate. You don't necessarily need that 100 if you don't have the crit damage to support it. We can scale back that crit rate a little bit. I
think that's a really good point. And also getting up to maybe even just plus 40 speed. And guys, I know something, this is a bit of an over reduction, but like, I mean, speed loosely interprets into more turns, right? So more speed, more turns. So if you can get him to plus 40, then you're going to have a great time. Dr. Death, yes, I did make an EU account actually. Thank you all for the reminder. So let's go ahead and see about Arianzi. And they wanted help with NB12, I think. So they wanted help with, I think specifically, I think did they say Trickaroo and non-Trickaroo NB? Sicular, could you confirm that for me? And Cece here is an expert now because she's working on her trick routine too.
Definitely not. You give me the advice.
I got you. Okay, so it looks like they want non-Trickaroo all around the board. I'm not seeing any Ikaroos out right now. So I don't want to be plugging videos right away, guys, but we do actually have a non-Trickaroo specifically. Thank you. I almost missed the word non. We actually have a video on the YouTube channel called the 2021 Guide to NB10 and NB12. I highly recommend you scope that out, but we can give some advice right now. So, and Cece, please as well. What do you think? I say Fran Lauren as your first to move because they both hit 3 times.
100%. They're those staple units.
They really are. And then, but what's the point of breaking the shield if you don't have follow-up? Well, I got good news for you, Sicular. You got a Crow right here. You can ruin your Crow to move slower than the rest of your team, and he can just take a huge chunk of the boss's HP out. He'll be probably the slowest one to move on your team. I would recommend like also bringing a 2A Raok as well. He can be really fun. The only time when it hurts is when he accidentally does a lot of damage and then he teams up with the boss when he eventually steals him.
It's great.
And then also, if you haven't got yourself a 2A Shaman, the Light Griffin yet, you should definitely do it because he's like the all-star for the team. Let me go ahead and see if you have one. I don't know.
I don't see one.
I don't see one either. Oh, that's going to take your team to the next level, but I would maybe... Let's see what they could use for right now.
He's kind of a cheat code, right?
Yeah, big time. Big time. The fact that his passive basically says, like, I do way more damage in Necro and also in against anything dark, right? But like, he's awesome.
Use me in Necro. That's why I'm here.
Yes. Capomello, hey guys, at what grade should I start farming rifts for Homunculus? A or wait till S? I would, okay, so do as I say, not as I do. I would say try to aim for that S, and maybe we could give you some advice on teams. However, I will admit I was one of those guys that could only get S on a couple, and so I definitely farmed some at A. I will say that. Definitely did. Guys, we've known each other a long time. I can give confessions without judgment here. I know that. Anything else you'd like to say for their Necro team?
No, I think for Necro we covered it there.
Yeah, and also, guys, I just noticed that you have twins. I'm not used to looking for twins anymore. I'm so sorry. Lopa Pew, what's going on? If you have twins, Necro is where you can make the twins work, albeit just a little bit dangerous. A little dangerous.
They're not ruined.
Oh, are they not ruined? Well, maybe they could fix that. Yeah, I'm about to just take that, says Capomello. Yeah. Too late judging you, Evan. Endurance, you show up judging me. Suda on YouTube says, Cece, are you streaming?
I mean, technically this is streaming, right?
This is streaming, yes.
Just not on my channel. We're on yours today.
Exactly. Let's go ahead and go back into the chat. Let's see. Who do you want to help next?
Let's see. Let's do D33 PMX. I need help with runes, please. And
nice.
What runes do you need help with?
That's I like that. I like that question. That's great.
We gotta know where to start, right?
Yeah, exactly. We gotta know where to start. I need help with runes. Don't we all? Should I just jam? Okay, this is a really fast question. Darth Toy, random question. I have a DB11 team that's around 50 seconds, but my DB12 team is 2 minutes. Should I just jam out DB11? Nowadays, I would actually say yeah. DB11 for now at 50 seconds is really good, especially because the 5-star runes can't drop unless they're legend.
Especially because that little buff they changed, right?
Yeah.
Like if you would have asked this like a few months ago, then I don't know. But now,
right.
Yeah, 11's fine.
I completely agree with you. I would have told you if it's a safe 2 minutes, then just leave it on auto and go for it. But because it's 50 seconds, I would say yes, as long as it's 100%. And that doesn't mean stop trying for B12 because B12 is still better. But like, do what you can for now. So let's see. Let's lock down. So actually, I'm gonna click on them one more time. D33 PMX because I'd like to look at their book and just kind of see what they're working on right now to give a little bit more insight into how to run.
They said they need some better things for GB 11-12.
Okay, that's great. DB11 and DB12.
Or sorry, GB.
GB11 and GB12.
GB.
Cool. Okay, so the first thing I see, so they got Fran, and I actually really like their Fran. Yeah, I actually wouldn't necessarily change anything about your Fran, to be honest. Your Fran's in a really good spot right now. It's got passable speed, good HP, and just because we haven't said it yet, this stream, guys, the reason you want your Fran and your Lauren to be really tanky is because both of them hit 3 times on their first skill, and the boss counterattacks on the 7th hit, right? So they are more than likely going to be the ones that are going to proc that. So you want them to be able to take a hit. Mudo, thank you very much. Thank you so much. Mid game is rough, man, says Sir Chuck. Yeah, mid game can be long, but that's what these streams are for. It's to try to help give some guidance.
I see they have Leica.
I was just gonna say the same thing. Yeah, so you dig Leica in GB12, huh?
Oh yeah, that little cheat code.
Yes, it's very good. The only guidance that I would give in addition to that, like Leica is very difficult to kill from the boss because he doesn't hit very often. The only thing that I would say about Leica is just give him enough speed so that you don't get stun locked on the way up.
Click on the runes for a second.
Okay,
I wasn't
let me
expecting
see.
this.
Blade! What?
You got. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that.
This is a cry for help. This is a... Oh no. Oh no. You know what? Fatal Blade is great.
I was just gonna say.
Fatal Blade is great.
Get away with, or not get it, but like switch out some runes, switch it into Fatal, and see if you can get those crit rate subs on those Fatal runes.
Right. Great advice. And maxing your 2, 4, and 6 slots will
At
help them.
least.
And still not 100%. And it won't, you know what? And that's kind of understandable. Oh, and still not 100% crit rate. I know what you mean. I have a joke I have a running joke where a full set of Blade is a cry for help because it means like you're not getting the crit rate that you need in other places. You'll never have to worry about crit rate at all with that build, says Endurance. For you, I would maybe recommend doing the Fran, Lauren, Sig as your leader, Leica as one of your damage dealers, and then I noticed that you already have Naomi back here. You could 6-star Naomi and have her be your second damage dealer.
Ooh, yeah, get that second awaken on her too.
Yeah, 6-star and second awaken her, and she's great, and she's so easy to rune too. Oh, Candle says, help me, CC.
Candle, alright. That'll be the next one.
Cool. It's just Andy has sent me a friend request. I'll accept that. Oh, let's see. Where do you see them in chat?
I'm looking right now. What did they say their name was? Lenad? Yeah, all caps.
All caps?
I found them. They're all caps. Scroll up a little bit. Little more.
Oh, found them. Thank you.
Nice.
Great calls. Let's see what they're using right now. Did they say GB12 and NB12?
I don't know if they said specifically.
Oh, wow. Look at their... Dude, their
they're
NB
early.
team... Yo, this NB team is kind of lit, actually. Like, this is like my middle name is Danger, you know? I like it.
No kidding, hey.
Yeah, that's actually super cool.
Is that consistent for you?
That's the question. That's definitely the question. Is it consistent?
Yeah.
Laynad, yeah, Kendall, please let us know if that's consistent for you. I see you got your Icarus lined up too. You got your head in the game, dude. Good job.
Always working on it.
Really good job. That's awesome. If you were asking, I thought I saw you ask about GB12. First instinct, take out the Shannon. Shannon outlives her usefulness so quickly.
Yeah.
Shannon is really helpful for when you're struggling to survive, but with your rune quality, like the fact that you're able to hit these stats on your Lauren and your Fran is huge. Just one piece of advice would be to raise your accuracy on Lauren from 64 to about 80 to 85. Absolutely, Unicorn. Yeah, maybe we could see about helping you build better teams for 2A. Yeah, that would be... Yeah, we can absolutely try to help with that. So yeah, Fran, Lauren, Naomi, Crow, and then you guys know what I'm going to say next. Sig is your leader. That's the best one. Let's just make sure that you have the stats that you want to hit with the other units, because that might be where it's kind of struggling. So you need accuracy on your Lauren and speed on your Crow. Those are the two things. The number you want to hit is about 40-ish. 40-ish. If you can hit 50, amazing, but 40-ish with Crow is great. Genesis Prime, I'm sorry, I don't think I saw your question. question on Light Beast on the same set. Crow nuking 3.2 million. Brandia hitting 1.9 million. Has better multipliers in base. Why is this happening? I know that sometimes it might be different. Where it might be lacking is scaling with the number of debuffs that are on them. But to be completely honest, Genesis, I haven't built a Brandy of my own, so I haven't had the opportunity to test that. But like, thank you, Genesis. Sorry, dude. Yeah, you know, we're streaming live on 2 different platforms, so sometimes some questions, comments kind of slip through, especially when we're focusing on the account. So thank you for the reminder. But I think the difference there might just be in the scaling with the debuffs on them. So I'm not too sure, meaning how much each unit in particular scales with the debuffs. But I don't have a Brandy of my own. Maybe if somebody in chat has a Brandia versus a Crow, maybe they could give you some help too.
I also don't have any Brandias, so I can't help there.
Really?
I can't summon her.
Admittedly, I have one. I just haven't put any resources into her. I got her at a really weird time. I got her kind of early, so I put her in storage and haven't had the right time to grab her yet. Yeah, Celtic Rowan, neither have I. Okay, so I hope that helps with GB. You got Laynad, you have your goals now. So a little bit more accuracy on Lauren, a little bit more speed on Crow, take out the Shannon. Okay. Hey, Nectar sent me a friend request. I didn't realize I had so many friend slots open. This is great.
Keep one more open.
Yeah, okay, I will.
I'll do this after stream.
I will. Need help with... Okay, so you choose who's next, CC.
It's so... You guys are so awesome asking here.
Look at
Somebody
how fast this is
said-
going. This is great.
I don't know if I'm gonna lose it. Dragonsin 7, can I have help getting S rank in Rift Beast?
Oh, nice. Actually, before...
It's under
Dragon Sin.
under the TOA normal complete higher up.
Nice. Let me go see what you're using real quick. So let's go into the book for this one and see
First
what's
of all,
going on.
LD5.
What?
Congrats.
Wait, what's their LD5? Oh, do you like Cadiz? Dragon, do you like Cadiz? That's awesome. Wow, GZ on the Cadiz, dude. That's awesome. So I see that you have Airgar, which is great because my starting recommendation is Airgar. I actually use the same team across a lot of different Rift Beasts, which is I'm gonna have to check it. But I think it's Airgar, the twins, Sabrina and Talia, Mav in the front line, Dark Homunculus, and I'm forgetting one. I'm gonna have to take a look after this. We can go look at my teams and see what I got. What do you think, CC? What do you like to use for beasts?
Yeah, you pretty much said it. I like using twins. I usually bring in some type of a brand in there as well, and then of course Egger. Like he's necessary almost for any of these guys. He's my go-to for sure. He's
so fun. He's become like, and it's almost a bummer. And to a degree, he's a little bit of a meme, right? Because it's like, he launched and people thought he was underwhelming, but where he thrives is literally everything you see on screen right here. Like he is kind of he's on every single one of my Rift Beast teams. He's so good. He's so good. Let me go see what it is that I use on my teams. Let me go into let me just go here real quick. Rift Dungeons. What do I use? So my wind one is the only one that's different. I use Perna on mine, but you can take out the Perna and use you just bring another healer. She can be any like hybrid damage, and like if you can bring a heal, that's amazing. Even with light. So this is my team. This is the team that I use everywhere. Airgar, Crow, Twins, Dark Homie, Mav. And I use this on every single one except for the wind one. So this is the build, and you want to put some of them on fight runes if you can. Why doesn't he use Fire Panda on Wind Beast? Isn't he amazing? There you go. That's a really good suggestion, Capomello. He can be a great tank for that. Oh, what runes for Airgar at CC? Says Cyclone.
Let's see. Let's visit. See what you have.
Let's see.
The thing about him is I feel like you can... Oh yeah, he really asked. Sorry, I missed that. You have a few different options for him, which is nice. You don't have to try to force any type of a normal build for him.
So it looks like they look... Cyclone seems like they're kind of a new player. Cyclone... Wait, hold on. Let me go in
So
again.
they have a Perna.
GZ on the Perna. Oh, guys. You know what? Let me go ahead and paste in... For the folks watching on YouTube, there's the survey as well.
I'm just looking through the units they have right now.
Nice. So it looks like maybe recently returning to the game. You know, that's so...
Juno.
And it's really funny because I frequently think about what it would be like to return to Summoner's War after a break and missing out on 2020, because 2020 changed so much. The game is completely different.
I was gonna say it's like a whole new game at that point.
Yeah, like all of a sudden auto farming's there's B12s, there's 2 new bosses, there's TOA heck. It's like, whoa, slow down. Anime Girl says exactly. The problem I have with RTA is having to choose monsters with skills that count. I'm coming halfway into a conversation that they're having on YouTube with other skills within a time crunch. Makes me way too stressed out and can't think straight. Anime Girl, maybe I could help you out with some of that. Maybe we could look at your account and help figure out a couple of your starting picks. So Cyclone looks like they're trying to breach into like GB12 and start to like hammer in like those foundational teams. And you already have the right units built. This is really cool. Lapis, Fran, Lauren, and even a Veramos already looking to 2A the Crow next. Dude, Cyclone, you are doing great. You're doing fantastic.
Definitely on the right track.
Evan, what would you replace for Dark Homie in Rift Beasts? You could maybe use a Fran temporarily for a lot of them. The only place where I found Fran to be a little unsatisfactory was in the water one. I think she might still be on my team, but because your HP gets physically reduced, like the cap on your HP gets reduced, I found her to be a little bit less than what I needed. Joseph Wee, shall we help with the Trickaroo, Cece?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do it. They've been playing for 700 days. I always like to get a little context. Oh, actually, chat. Can you guys hear the music? Because we're definitely vibing. Like, can you hear the tunes? Let me know. Yeah, don't use Fran. Yeah, Fran is like, I'm okay with Fran in a lot of them. It's just the water one that I didn't. Okay, great. Glad to hear it, guys. Thank you. Let's see what they got. Okay, so it looks like they're having a hard time hitting that defense threshold.
I was just gonna say it looks like it's the defense.
Oh, big time. So it unfortunately there's still quite a few steps ahead for this Trickaroo team. Let's look at the Keystone unit here. Let's go ahead and look at the Verd and start here. So first of all, like what do you want to change with the Verd, CC? Like, I'm looking at the crit damage and I'm thinking like maybe more crit damage is the first thing to change.
I was just gonna say he's not gonna be doing enough damage where he's sitting right now.
Yeah. How to become G1 Neo, dude. I gotta get G1 first, dude. I'll just I gotta get there first. What's up, Xiomi? So for this Trickaroo, so I'm gonna give you a couple points. We'll just do bullet points on how to proceed with this Trickaroo from here. First thing you want to do is change your Verd over to Rage Blade or Rage Determination if you can get it. But Rage is the ideal. Anything to get 100% crit rate and as much crit damage as humanly possible with about 40 to 50 speed. And then for your Ikaroos themselves, Trickaroos really want to be on guard. They want to be on like full sets of guard. That's their happiest place. So if you can get them on full sets of guard, you want to max your 2, 4, and 6 slots, all preferably defense, with artifacts for defense, and you also want to plus 15 your 3 slot. And something to remember for everybody looking to do a Trickaroo team as well, even though their skill 3 checks for how much defense they have, their actual damage scales with attack. It doesn't scale with the defense, so you want to make sure to get enough attack on them.
Yes. So lose the Swift on these guys.
Yeah, definitely do. But yeah, so you're gonna love Trickaroo when you have it, but like for now, I would maybe just go back to a starter kind of team, like, you know, your standard. We actually have a video on the channel if you want to do Command DB on Twitch. Like the standard, the Verd, you want Verd, you can even use Ken if you want, Fran, Lauren. I've used Vigor to great success, actually. I actually really like him there. Vigor's great everywhere you bring him. Dragon Killer 10, need help with mostly everything, a returning player. Yes, dude. These are one of my favorite questions because it's like, just what do I do next? We all kind of suffer with that, right? I'm down. I'm down to help. Okay, chat. Let's help them with everything. You've got a pretty good foundation. You're gonna find that for the new Giants. Oh, what's the turn order for Trickaroo? Sorry, Darth Toy. I'll give you 2 answers. So the short answer is you want you just want Verd to go last. So you ideally want Verd to be the last one to move on the team. But if you want to use my secret weapon of Fire Gargoyle, you need Fire Gargoyle to move first so that he removes himself from the turn order. And if you guys don't know that trick, Fire Gargoyle, he's amazing. Turns into a statue as long as he's above 70% HP. You can just rune him on full sets of determination. He's literally just there contributing defense. He's great. Okay, let's take a closer look at Dragon Killer's account. When you move into GB12 Dragon Killer, I would highly recommend removing the Lucian from the team. Vero is actually pretty fun now that he's gotten buffed a couple times. But yeah, Cece, what do you think about Lucian in the higher levels of GB?
I was just gonna say, if your Lucian's not doing enough damage to be able to carry you through, it's better to just swap him out. Don't try to force the Lucian in there if it's not working for you.
Yeah, he can
Just
really
for the time being.
he can really add like a lot of variance to the team. He brings damage, but he's never going to be able to clear a whole wave unless you have very, very high quality runes. I haven't seen that. Please use the Wind Ryu in GB12. He's great, says Lopa Pew. Really? I have him. I think I tried him in a Wind Ryu video that we made for the channel a long time ago, but I kind of forget the results. I think it's okay. Yes, guys on YouTube asking about the server. We are on global right now, though I do have access to an EU account if you guys want to do it. He does big chunk damage. He's actually amazing. Awesome, Lopa. I didn't know that. So I'm gonna tell you the same. My favorite starter GB12 team again, which is Sigmaris, Fran, your Lauren, ideally 6-starred, 2A Crow, and then 2A Naomi, who is the Wind Martial Cat. GZ on the Dark Dalsim. He was one of my favorite units from the Street Fighter collab. Actually, he's really cool.
A fun one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There she is. There's the Naomi. She's really helpful. Hush 2K, yeah, if people want EU reviews, we can definitely swap over to EU within the next, 6-7 minutes or something. And Wind Ryu, says Lopa Pew. Yeah, if you want to try the Wind Ryu, the only reason why I'm not recommending it is just because I haven't had extensive testing with it. This is the team that got me through until I was doing the dot team. So, but, hey.
Tried and
hey, dude, yeah, right? Hey, apparently Lopa's got the glowing review for Wind Ryu, so go for it. My air freshener just scared me. Subod, good night. Sleep well. Jameer is decent in GB12. Wait a second. Hold on. You guys got all these niche picks for GB12.
Yeah,
okay. Drop a couple more. Chat. Tell me some of your favorite, really niche, sleeper hit units for GB12 right now. Sure thing, King Mike. We can definitely jump in and do some more trickery advice. Charlotte.
There's another account I think we should hop into. I see them asking over and over in chat, and I feel
Let me see. Who's that?
I don't know what their name is on. I see them on stream though. Brian H95.
Hey, okay, Brian, let's do this.
In chat. They're asking for. I gotta scroll and find it now.
Would you mind helping me with
Illunia.
And did they say Karzon?
Yes.
Illunia and Karzon dungeons. Illunia's tough. Which one are you using? Or which one are you? Which unit are you trying to 2A, or are you doing the rune dungeons? And I'll throw.
That's the question.
That's the question of the hour. But I'm gonna throw in Lumel for free because I love talking about Lumel. So yeah, I'm looking. There's Karzon, Illunia. Dude, Illunia is very tough. Rune dungeon. The Illunia rune dungeon is hard. I actually really like your choices, but let's go see if what else we have access to. Wait. What is all this sudden love for the Wind Ryu in both chats? This is great, dude. Wind Ryu.
We're sleeping on the Wind Ryu.
We've been sleeping. I have him. I clearly I should have been using him. Is Gary Reed? Welcome back, Gary. Question is: are any of the Epicyon priests worth investing in? CC, do you like any of the Epicyon priests, like Rena, Chloe, any of them?
Chloe. Well, first of all, Rena's always going to be a good tank against Skoggles.
Yeah.
She's so good. If you're going against those teams, you need her. And even Chloe, they gave her that buff with the extra turn of immunity that if you are lacking her, I still use my Chloe even though I have Lusa and I have Velazul. She's still pretty decent, but I would definitely say at least Rena. Amazing water tank.
Really, really good advice. Really good advice, CC. Brian, no Feng Yan, no Odin, no Tyrannus. If you have defense break set up, you could try Yen. actually. Yen's pretty... I don't know if you've tried her already, Brian, but she's kind of fun because she has Violent built in on her passive. So she procs and procs and procs, and she just won't stop. It's really fun. So that could be an option for damage if you wanted to give it a shot. Oh, I don't know if you're using Charlotte too, but Charlotte could be pretty fun. Love Yen. Dude, Yen and her light sister kind of had a little bit of a renaissance after the artifact dungeons were released as well.
That revitalization they needed, I think.
I think so. Yeah, they kind of came back into the limelight. So I would recommend really trying out the Yen if you could, just to see how it works. And then you also wanted help with, I think you said Karzon. I also want to throw in Lumel, because I have a Lumel team that is farmable and it works so well. Lumel level 5 dungeon. Calderon, they said. Calderon. Oh, dude, Brian, the answer for that is Shaman. So you want Shaman, Fran, Vigor, and who else am I forgetting? Oh, and the Lumel one as well is going to be Veramos, 2A Vigor, and then... Dude, you know what? Hold on. Why am I lapsing on the easy? I love these teams. Hold on one second. Let's go here. So the Dimension Hole. So Calderon, level 5. This is the team that I like to use. The Rauk can make it a little on the unsafe side, but I've had the most success with him. Dude, I love the Dimension Hole. I love the Dimension Hole, actually. I don't know why. And this is my Lumel team. Totally farmable and works like 100% of the time. Like, I really love this team. I'm very passionate about my Lumel team.
I've been using that same team.
It's great! Vero! I'm telling you!
Vero, the sleeper! Yes!
Brian, I hope that helps, dude. I really... But admittedly, this is a question for the chat and also for UCC. What do you guys think the hardest Dimension Hole area is? For me, it's definitely a Lunia, 100.
Yeah, I'm with you there, 100%.
Okay. Help, please, I'm lost. How did you... Direwolf. Oh. Hey, what's going on, Dr. Delight? How are you? Predator, they say. Guys, if you need help with Predator, I got you. I'm a Predator genius. I don't know what it is. I got 2 one-try successes in a row on different teams with Dimension Predator. So I did mine, and then got it on the first try, and then Seppi was like, I'm lazy, do mine, and so I did it. Totally different team, first try, boom. I don't know what it is, but me and the Predator, we just get along.
Predator Whisperer.
Yeah, I'm the Predator Whisperer. It's like, you gotta approach him slowly, and ideally with a treat in hand. Where do you want to go next? We got a bunch of islands here that we can visit.
Oh, so many. Let's see.
Must be nice, says Chaos. Oh yeah, if you have Savannah, Alunia becomes easy. Yo, I need to try that.
What about Reetrab needs help with the Sathmelia tattoo team. It's not consistent.
I love talking about that one. Could you repeat the name one more time?
Reetrab? It's all caps. Right there, I just saw it.
Oh, thank you. I see it too. Thank
Okay.
you. Perfect. I love talking about this team. Alphys! Yo! I love Alphys.
Yeah, solid unit.
I see that you're using Tion. Or at least your fastest time was with Tion. Just come back from a long stop and seeing so many 2As to do is making me kind of worried. Any suggestion there? Bruno, absolutely. Don't be overwhelmed, because even though there's a lot, there's only a few that are like staples that I really recommend that you make. If you have none, Crow should be the first one you make. What do you think, Cece?
I was gonna say Crow for sure.
Yeah. Crow is a
Rauk's
huge one.
good.
Oh yeah, Rauk. One of my favorite monsters in Summoners 1.
And I think Vigor too. Like Vigor's one that the 2A adds that one thing to his skill that makes him so good.
Yeah. And Bruno, if you're just getting back as well, there's a great recommendation from Hellknown on Twitch saying, or actually, I'm sorry, it was Nectar. It was right above, which is Lulu as well. You might have a hard time with Calderon. It's a little bit of a difficult dungeon, but Lulu is really cool too. Okay, so you want some help with your dot team, and I think you've just got the one Melia.
I only see one.
Sath and
Melia.
Tatu. Okay, I've already got some ideas for how to help them. Okay, so I've already got some ideas for this. So what I would recommend running is Veramos as your leader. I would do, if you're not already doing Veramos, I would run Veramos as your leader, Melia, 2A Sath, 2A Tatu, and then we can find you one more daughter. I would use Water Homunculus maybe, the Water Homunculus if you want to build one. I know that it's kind of a tough ask to get people to build a Water Homunculus kind of early in the game, but he's very helpful here. If you don't have one yet, if you ever find yourself owning a Thrain, I don't see one here, but if you have a Dark Grim Reaper ever, he's very helpful too. Double Drive should be double will, whatever. That's the other thing that I wanted to help with as well. So these guys, also I noticed that Sath is actually missing a Violent rune. So if you get one more Violent rune on him, so he's on Violent, and then for the offset, do either Shield, Will, or you could do double Will, Shield, something to protect them from the defense break and just kind of artificially give them more health. That's the way to do it. Man, they are like, Tatu has such an annoyingly fast base speed. I remember like when I was building this team, it was actually tough trying to get her to be the last one to move on the team. Like that was, it's so annoying.
Have to take into account for sure.
Exactly, such an annoyingly fast base speed. I hope that helps. Okay, Cece, who's next?
Well, I saw someone saying that we talked about dungeons in a bit, and they wanted us to change it up, and somebody wants TOA Hell advice.
Oh, dude. Okay.
That's
Dark Homie.
Oof.
Dark Homie, by the way. Dark Homie is the answer. That's a really good one. Let's jump in. Did you see somebody in particular?
I just saw it on Twitch.
Guys, since I haven't seen it on the chat here, let's get some TOA Heck advice from the chat as well. Who is your favorite unit for TOA Heck? I also love TOA's Reverb. Thank you for asking. The Dark Homie for me is one of my favorite units for that area. Like, it's so ridiculously helpful. Chungpong,
agreed.
Belinus. Oh, dude, Belinus. Yes.
Belinus.
Spectra. Anything
Solid
TOA.
as well.
Yeah. Oh, Sath too. Yo, Neo, good job. You did the 30 stars? Oh my god. For TOA Heck, you must chance. Dude, yeah, you gotta sacrifice a goat or something to be able to clear it. That's so, dude, Reverb, that's hilarious. Fire Twins.
Let's hop into Vor's account. They need help with artifact dungeons, and I'm seeing a few people ask for help with the artifact dungeons.
Would love to. Vorse, you said?
Yeah, Vorst. There might be another one in there as well that's asking for... I saw a few of them looking for artifacts.
Oh, found them. Yo, they have an Isis! Wow! Okay.
Congrats. How long have you been playing?
GZ, look at this. Oh my god.
Nice.
This is actually a really nice presentation.
They just wanted us to see the island. That's what it is.
Yeah, I liked the pathway leading to the tower.
Nice.
That's actually really nice. That's pretty neat. Got her pretty early. Wow, GZ on that, dude. That's pretty awesome. One of my favorite early teams for the Punisher's Crypt dungeon, and chat please, and CC as well, feel free to chime in. One of my favorite teams for that was the one that focused on the Fire Homunculus and a very tanky 2A Dark Werewolf, the Joltan as well. Oh, Stoic, what's going on, dude? Doing very well, thank you for asking. How are you?
Good.
So
yeah, I totally agree with you on
it.
that. With the Fire Homunculus and the Tanky Jolton, that was one of the strats that I went with, and using the dot build and...
The dot build is so cool. And I'm trying to remember what I used back in the day to make it like really fast. Maybe I could check my book. Maybe it's in my records actually. Here, you know what? We'll just take a quick look here so that way we know what they have access to.
I do see they have a Yen, and Yen is one I liked using those dungeons as
Oh,
well.
nice.
With the Jolton and the... I know I used her at some point along the way.
And then also you do, so for the Punisher's Crypt, the Joltan is awesome. I think I might have used Raok back in the day and
There's
Bird
also Pang.
to boost. Ooh, Pang. Oh, yo, Pang. Yes. Let me guys, let me go back here. And I want to see if my Punisher's Crypt team is still in my book. If I haven't
And King Mike is saying the new Hall of Heroes unit, the Light String Master, is really good for Punisher's Crypt, is what they're saying. So I haven't tested that myself.
Look at that. So that's my fastest Punisher's Crypt team was Verd, double Rauk, Fire Homunculus, and 2A Joltan. Not exactly the safest. Not exactly the safest of the team. But you can always take out the second Rauk for something a little safe. And just as a reminder, guys, remember that attack bar reduction will automatically give it a turn. So it's like people tried to use Fran early on and they swapped over to Colleen, I think I remember too. The only thing with Fran is that she's got the attack bar reduction, right? So that can be tough. Oh my god, Sicular, quick question for either CC or Evan. I got my Shaman to the Light Griffin to 222% crit damage. What crit rate should I aim for him to be used in NB12? Dude, that's a lot of crit damage. I would aim for like about the same as like your standard damage dealer. I have lower crit rate standards than most people, so I would say 75% is great, but 80 is ideal.
Yeah, I was gonna say between 70 to 80.
Yeah. And Nectar also brought up the point that I was admittedly avoiding saying, which is Trickaroo works in PC 10. The only reason I was avoiding saying it is because I didn't see Trickaroo on the account already. I'm sure you guys know Trickaroo is by far like the most consistent, best team for Punisher's Crypt right now. And I actually got the dot team to work really well for me in Steel Fortress if you have access to that. I hope that helps, guys. I really hope that. Oh, but I want to throw in one caveat. I always try to throw this in on these account review streams. Seppi and I say it all the time. If you can't do floor number 10 of the artifact dungeons, do whatever floor you can do. Just get artifacts, put them on your monsters, get those bonus stats. Because remember, the only difference between like a lower quality artifact and a legendary artifact is the substats and the quality of the substats that are on it. So it's like, if you just want a nice lump sum of primary stats, just throw some artifacts on, bump them up to plus 12, and it's just going to passively help you out.
Agreed. Artifacts do make a big difference in units. Even if you, like you said, if you're not farming like the highest one, farm what you can, they will make a difference on your units.
Oh yeah. So Cece, have you done TOA already this month?
Not yet. I was gonna do it tomorrow.
Oh, okay, cool. Guys, what is TOA hard 50? I haven't finished TOA yet.
Oh no, we're both here.
I know, I've been slacking. I've been slacking on TOA, even though it is my favorite, but I was doing it before the stream. The problem is that I like it so much that I like to look forward to it, right? I like to save it. I'm like, oh, I get to do TOA tomorrow, you know?
Some people in my stream forget about it, so I'll do it on stream so that they remember and then they'll run it with me, which is why I haven't started mine yet. Oh,
it's the Arta floor. What do you normally like to use for the Artemio floors?
Oh, that's a good question. Okay, so I'm one of those people that, if this is hard, right?
Yeah.
I can throw in whatever team. I have my Wusa as my shield to protect. I can auto it and step away. Right. So I can't tell you what my exact straight team is. I have somebody to protect them, and then focus in on the sides first.
Oh, Arta's... I totally agree with you. I'm sorry, I just noticed that it's just Andy just added an addendum. I think they said Arta is normal. So TOA hard actually is the Vero, Huadang, and Perna in Perna floor. So I think for Vero, Perna, Huadang, I usually like to use. I admittedly, hold on. Let me show you the team that I've been running for that. I would use this same team, though. Admittedly, like, you know, rune quality can cause something different here. This is the team that I really like to use in TOA. This is my favorite one with just a 1 unit difference, which is Tyrone. Usually you can also use a Lapis on Despair here. It's really helpful because everybody is constantly like, or you can sub in a Lauren instead of the Verd, or instead of like the Rauk here. But what's really helpful is that you're constantly Despair stunning the other units, reducing attack bars, making it so that your team is going more like faster. You're reducing attack bars through Tyrone if you have him on the skill 2. You're slowing them. So with this one, you can like just go through all of the ads on the side, and I would recommend going for one Huadang at a time. Just like hit one Huadang, then move your way over to the middle. That's how I like to do it.
Like at the end of the day with TOA, it's all crowd control. You want to keep them from moving, get the dots up if you have the dots, keep them frozen, keep the attack bars low, and just one at a time. Like you said, I agree. Attacking that Huadang.
Can't get past the Pernas. Yeah, stuck on 50. Can't get past those Pernas. Dude, I really hope that helps you. The crowd control helps me a bunch. AoE attack bar reduction is so cool. The water homunculus is a dream. He and Lapis should be ruined on Despair. I also think I have my Tyrone on Despair, which is a little overkill. You can rune him on Vio if you want, but I really like it. Well, I haven't said what dang. Yeah, I like it. What darn, dude. You know, just in case. You never know who's listening. Sometimes, what if my mom's watching? I want to make sure that my mom has a nice stream to watch. That's what Taki always used to say to me.
Content.
Taki always used to joke that I talk as what doodle. I always speak as if my mom is watching me at all times.
I love that.
Spectra is a godsend for TOA hard. Oh yeah, that's a great one. So then I've looked at spend all your energy farming giants, dude. It helps. It helps unironically. Do you want to help anybody here, or maybe what we could do is I could just, for the last few minutes of the stream, we could hop over to EU.
I think we should check out EU because
Let's
we've had
do
a
it.
few people asking for it. You offered it early on, so we got to see the EU account that you have.
Let's do it. Well, to be honest, I only made it. I didn't actually do it. I didn't actually do anything with it. So let me just swap over real quick.
It's just proof for the people that they know you have one. That's all.
Right, exactly. So we're moving over to the EU server now, guys. So if you want to hop into chat 7 on there, that's where we're going to be reviewing for right now. I just realized I really hope that they don't block going into people's islands until a certain level, because that would be a huge disappointment, because I think I'm only level 1.
Oh, I don't know.
Chat number 7 on EU, guys. Let's go ahead and see what's going on. Let me go ahead and there we go. We are on chat 7.
Oh, I have to open my EU account. Hang on.
If it's blocked, then I'll level it up, because all I did was make it. That's my bad, but we'll see. Ah, there we go. Yee, welcome. Awesome. Leica-chan. Very cool. Hi, Lemos. What's going on, guys?
Beauty. Hello, hello.
Let's go ahead and help Gongus YT, because they asked
Yes.
first.
TOA hard.
TOA hard advice. Oh, what is the Savannah cheat code? So, Lucky, a great question. We've been talking about Savannah as a cheat code for a long time, and she is. So Savannah is excellent in Giants B12, and apparently Alunia. The Alunia Dimensional. But admittedly, I hadn't thought of that before the stream. That's something I learned today. I just got to be honest with you guys. I mean, we talked about it before, right? We've known each other for a long time. I can be honest with y'all. So they want TOA hard advice. Verd is awesome. Oh my god, you have great... Whoa, you have
like
access...
do they want a standard TOA hard or a specific floor you're stuck on?
Dude, this is... Friend Lorne Jean, super helpful. Super helpful. A two-way Raok is one of my favorites. If they... This is... So you could take your pick. Oh, if they're talking about TOA... If they're talking about TOA Heck as well...
Yeah,
then I'm gonna repeat some of the options that we had earlier today. We had a bunch of people talking about their favorite units for it. Spectra, obviously amazing. The Dark Homunculus. I don't know if I saw a Dark Homunculus in here. The one with the AoE cooldown reset and slow and cooldown reduction for your team is so helpful. Let me see if you have any other units that are particularly like you have some options here, dude. You have some very cool stuff. Hey, y'all. Oh, well, G-Money, what's going on, dude? Fashionably late, I see, right? Fashionably late. That's totally fine. Oh, got a blessing today. Rocky or Bale? I really like Rocky for a lot of it. That's like my favorite. Sorry, I didn't realize. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Oh, yo, you have Ashubel and Hathor, actually. You have like double CC sleep. That's like super helpful. Yoshi God, what do you need help with? Do they have Varad? Did I miss a Varad? I don't think I didn't see. I thought I didn't see a Varad.
I didn't see one.
No, I didn't see Varad on there. I'm sorry, I didn't see a Varad on there. Congratulations to Red Crow, who just got the Fire Polar Queen as well.
Brand, yeah, nice.
Need help with everything, please, Dad. Artifact dungeons, please. Voltex, if you have access, let's see if you have the dot team. Let's see if you have access to the dot team real quick. If you do, I highly recommend that for Steel Fortress, actually, because it does help a lot. So I'm noticing that in Steel Fortress, the thing that you probably need the most is beneficial effect block. If you happen to have access to the Dark Living Armor, Zinc, he's one of my favorite units that can help for that. Fran, I think we briefly talked about this earlier. She's a little bit dangerous in the Punisher's Crypt as well. I'm bouncing down that I see she's in there. It works, but I would maybe go for a hybrid dot team for Punisher's Crypt. I would go for Fire Homunculus, keep the 2A Raoak in there, bring a 2A Joltan if you happen to have access to one on Triple Will. That's something that's really, really helpful. Oh yeah, Victor, I really like Savannah. Savannah, I think, depends on where you're at in the game and what you're trying to do, but I think Savannah is generally more exciting than Chiwoo. But if you don't have an AoE stripper, Chiwoo can be helpful, but I don't think you made a bad choice at all. I think she's really cool.
I would go Savannah.
Yeah, I would go Savannah. She's more exciting.
She's just too fun. Yeah, too fun.
Let's go in here, and then maybe you can help with the Artifact Dungeon CC. Oh, Voltex has the Dark Living Armor. Sick. That's so helpful. The Dark Living Armor is so fantastic, but I don't know if you... Oh, dude. Rika's also really cool. Rika's really helpful. I don't know if you have any intention of making the dot team Voltex. It's like I used to really recommend for Punisher's Crypt. I used to recommend a lot of, or I'm sorry, for Steel Fortress. I used to recommend the beneficial block, all of the default ones. But now I just shift my dot team over there. Hola, atorpando. What's going on? Oh, if they have Wind Kung Fu Girl as well, that would be really helpful. I only didn't bring it up because I didn't see it on the 6-star area. Wind Kung Fu. See her. Yeah, Wind Kung Fu Girl is so helpful for the beneficial effect block and the Dark Living Armor. Lauren, Fran, and you got yourself a team.
Yeah.
That's for Steel Fortress. For Punisher's Crypt, again, Fire Homunculus. Oh yeah, she's farmable. She's fusible, says Darth Toy. I totally forgot that she's fusible. I only made one to fuse. Doesn't that make you feel bad when you only make monsters to throw them away?
Incredibly.
And yeah, so guys, for Punisher's Crypt again, I recommend that. Let me. Oh wait, I'm not on my global account. I was gonna show the book and what I did for Punisher's Crypt again, but I just didn't. Forgot that we swapped servers. Zanka Notachi, R5 and GB12. Yo, Asima. Wow.
Congrats.
GZ.
You have the transmog too. Nice.
GZ, baby. That's awesome. One exciting LD5 to get. That's really cool. She's very... As far as LD5s go, she's a really straightforward, just awesome unit. Like,
yeah.
As much as I love my Lydia, you got to kind of figure out how you're going to use Lydia. You don't have to do a whole lot of thinking on how you're going to use Asima. She's just really, really good.
Put her in there.
Just throw her in and she'll do her thing, which is great. Okay, so GB12 they said, and they also wanted R5. Was that it? Or was it... It was R5, and there was one more thing that I'm forgetting now.
I thought it was GB12.
I think it might have been GB12. Oh my god. That's so dope. That is so, so cool. You have all of the means, I think, for a proper... Oh, it was the GB12 dot team specifically. So guys, couple points for the Sath and the Tatu again. A violent Sath is really fun, but people typically like to skew double will and shield for these units instead to give them, again, artificial HP is what I'm calling it, because it prevents them from being defense broken, and that extra shield buff grants a little bit of HP across the board to everybody. Can we see the Garo? They wanted to see the Garo. I'm not sure why they wanted to see Garo, but you can absolutely see the Garo. And these guys are all looking good. And just as a reference for everybody too, I don't necessarily recommend 6-starring your Melias because they don't need it. They actually work perfectly fine. If you only plan on using them in dungeons, keeping them at 5-star is completely fine. Oh, and don't use Lucian if you're just trying to get into it. Lucian's a good shift for later when you're trying to speed it up, but for now I would just do Vero. I love Veramos as my leader.
Vero got that buff, so we can give the love back to him now a little bit.
Yeah, he deserves it. He definitely deserves it. And they also asked for R5. Cece, do you know what do you like to use for R5? What are some staples for raids that you enjoy?
I went to a BJ5 team, so it's almost hard to remember what I used to use.
I imagine. I would.
Thinking back to the earlier.
Oh,
let's see what they have.
I redid my Lucian for this dungeon, but not enough crit rate. Yeah, it can hurt a little bit. So I'd recommend R5 staples, like Colleen, fantastic healer, also provides heal block and attack break for the boss. Fran is helpful if you don't have a whole lot other stuff going on. Just remember that her buffs can be stripped. So can Colleen's, but like immunity will only get you so far in R5. As far as your damage dealers go, you got Crow, and that's a good thing. Crow is right at home in R5. If you have a Skogul somewhere too, or some sort of damage reduction, Diaz was a Hall of Heroes a couple times actually. Diaz is awesome for his resistance leader. And if you're still having trouble breaching into R5 for the first time, get yourself a Zhang Fei. He's been buffed. He's really fun to use. Water Kung Fu Girl works great too.
Yep.
If you don't have one Melia, like, did once again, but look, Dark Imp Champion worked better for me. Oh, very cool. Dark Imp Champion worked instead of Amelia. Yeah, there are some other substitutes like the Imp Champs. I hope that helps with the R5. Guys, we have time for like maybe 1 or 2 more accounts or something. So CC, please let me know who you want to help next.
All right, let's take a look.
Oh, hey, actually, let me just look at Hell Noun over here because they didn't want help. They wanted to show off the Alunia team. One of the, let me go, I think it's on 4. Look at that. So that's the team with Savannah. If you guys happen to have a Savannah too, they also have a couple. They got a Louise in there too. They got the Yen. I'm pretty sure I have a Yen in storage. Maybe I should build one to play with it. That's really cool. So if you guys happen to have access to some of these units, that's it. That's a look at what a win team for Alunia can look like. Thank you, Hellnoun. Really appreciate it. So CC, where do you want to go?
So Krakow says, looking for progress advice as a returning player feeling outdated and wanting to do some low-end RTA.
Oh, cool. That's awesome. I'm down with that. Okay, let's jump into their account.
Returning players, yeah.
It's like we were talking about. It's a lot. There's a lot going on in Summoner's War now. There's so much going on in Summoner's War. It feels like a completely different game after 2020.
No kidding.
Yeah, no joke, dude.
Like,
absolutely no joke. So the first thing that I would recommend, and I'm going to give you a couple points for you to aim for, is get a GB12 team in order. Use the starting team. We've brought it up a couple times on stream already, but the Sigmaris lead, Fran, Lauren, 2A Crow, and then a 2A Naomi will get you really far. I don't think you have a 2A Naomi yet, so if you want to just hop right in and use the units that you have, you can totally bring Vero for right now, actually, because of the buff. So you could totally bring him on the team and he'll be right at home there. Once you make the GB12 team, stay in there for a little while. I really rushed DB. CC, I don't know about you, but I really rushed into Dragons, and I think that kind of hurt me in the long term.
Oh, 100%. I'm lacking Swift runes. I'm back into doing my Giant. Like, I'm back to GB12.
Yeah. Summoner's War is gonna tell you that you owe it a debt to GB, you know, and you're gonna have to pay it eventually. So it's like,
if you think you're out of it, no.
Yeah, I'm paying my debt to Giants B12 right now, and I'm farming. Koden, what's the def needed for Trickaroo? Admittedly, it's a more complicated answer than a lot of people might like, so I'm gonna give you a recommendation. If you Google defense requirements for Trickaroo, there is a specific Reddit post. I'm lapsing on the original poster's name, but somebody made an amazing chart that shows you the defense needed based on your tower level and also the number of determination sets that you're able to put on your units. It is so unbelievably helpful. It has been my reference through the whole process, and I highly recommend it for anybody who's trying to do Trickaroo, because the number is actually a little bit, it's kind of complicated and it changes. Just as reference to, the chart was made before the change to towers. Oh yeah, Yoshi God. Hey, I've asked so many times, but can I help with my Shannon? It dies before I beat the giant. Yeah, absolutely, Yoshi. Yeah, I am not known to be a lover of Shannon in giants. So yeah, we can help you with that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if we can potentially trade her out for somebody else, that might just work better. That might be an option.
Yoshi, are you using Fran Lauren as your base, as your foundation? If you are, I'd recommend just double checking their speed. Make sure that they both have at least 100 speed. Make sure Lauren has at least 85% accuracy, and sometimes that's enough to just change the course of your run. Okay, so we talked about GB12 on this account. The other thing that you want to do as well is you want to start maybe aiming for efficient GB teams. Start just passively in the background, just accumulating a couple units that you know you want to shift to for your dot team or something. If you happen to have a Melia, just put her on the side. If you have 2 Melias, amazing. Start building up a 2A Sath, 2A Tatu. See, you're already thinking about Trickaroo. Look at that, the telltale sign that
they're going, yeah.
That Trickaroo is coming, and I see the Sath here.
Trickaroo's just hanging out.
Just hanging out. We're on EU right now, Jaden. And as always, get some artifacts. Get some artifacts on your units. Doesn't have to be high quality artifacts, just for bonus stats. I really hope that helps. Krago, please let us know if you ever have more questions, because I know the game has changed a lot. And I wish I could give you even more detailed advice, but I'm afraid of providing too much at a time. So please come back, give me updates on how you're doing. I'd love to help as we keep going. Oh, guys, and also, again, if you are on Twitch, command new survey to fill out the survey today, and command CC line to give her a follow. Oh.
All right, we're hopping into anybody else.
How about we look at Crimson Ice? Can you give advice on how to move from F3 to C1? Okay, so I see, look at this, they got Jogun.
Nice, solid
They got
unit.
Jogun and Barbara and everything. This is so cool. Okay, that's awesome. That's pretty
Congrats
awesome.
alone right there.
That is so
Those are
cool.
some units that people want and have been trying to get, so those alone.
That is so neat, dude. That is awesome.
Nice
It looks like
song.
they probably have a lot of units in storage right now. So I'm gonna do two things. So I'm gonna give you a couple. Yeah, Barbara is really hard to rune too. Miho Jogun, let's go. So one of my favorite things to tell people in RTA is just try to get those solid first couple picks down and then adapt from there. Like get your starting 3. So I'm gonna give you an example. Mine is Ciara, Moore, Oki, but I sometimes swap out the Moore for it could be an Etna in certain circumstances, except again, like trying to avoid picking 2 elements in a row is huge. Usually I don't let my opponent influence my choices too much until I'm done with my starting 2 picks, and then on my third through 5th, that's when I start kind of taking their stuff into account, right? But like you want to lock down, like Jogun is such a hotly contested unit right now in the meta. I recommend getting him in there, then just have some of your base, like very good free-to-play units ruined. You like having a Vigor with semi-low crit rate as well, so that he can contribute damage and also kill Mihos. Triple Revenge Verd to counter AoE strip options at the start when your opponent like presents like a Chiwu, or if maybe they bring a Leo and you don't want to ban the Leo. Akaki to bring against Mihos is super cool too, and just as AoE damage in general. Jameer is actually super good on his own. Some people will say that you need a Tableau to make him work, and that's absolutely not the case. He's actually a great counter to Chungpung these days, because his 3rd skill, I don't know if you guys have seen this, but it says that it can't be affected by cooldown reducing or increasing skills. So that means even if Chungpung resets him, that 3rd skill is still going to be up. Clay, right now we're on EU. Cece, have you been playing any RTA this season? Have you had fun with any particular units?
I've not dabbled, but I know the meta, and I know how the art masters are so huge this season.
Big time.
Like not only between like Chong, like we have Chong now being used, like the Fire Art Master. He's making that appearance, and I think it's shaking things up a little bit.
Yeah, he's leaving an impression. He's definitely writing. He's like writing a signature on every battlefield that he appears on. And then, by the way, Rika as a counter pick in the end too. And just as a reminder too, sometimes I don't like to have a ton of units ruined for RTA. That's kind of a pitfall for a lot of players too. Like just having a few units ruined really well. And just as a summary, find your first 2 picks. It could be Jogun Barbara. It could be I don't know if you have more units in storage. It could also include a Ciara if you have it. Or if you don't want to tell your opponent really what you're doing, you can do something simple like Jogun Fran. Like Fran is really good into a lot of comps, and it won't like broadcast a strategy to your opponent. And then after that, have some counter picks ruined, have damage ruined, Jameer as a counter to Chungpung, stuff like that. Lulu is another form of immunity. And yeah, I hope that helps. Keep us updated on your progress, dude, because we're all doing that ladder climb. We're all doing that ladder climb together. GZ Javian made Fighter 3 this season. That's awesome.
GG's, grats.
Congrats. Okay, we got time for one more account. Cece, who are we gonna choose?
I see a lot of accounts wanting progression tips. Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh, this is hard.
I know, I'm putting a lot of pressure on you to choose. What should the attack be on Sigmaris? Yes, Yoshi God, definitely follow what Nectar just said. Crit rate and crit damage are very important with him, because with Sig, they freeze on crit, right? So you want high crit rate as well. And 2 of their attacks scale with enemy max HP, so on the boss, they're going to do a lot of damage.
Let's go to Spin King 1.
Spin King 1. Tips for my account, please.
Alright, what tips are you looking for? Because what I'm thinking we can do is diversify it based on the tips they're looking for, you know?
Yeah.
Dabble into some of... And for some of the other ones I see in chat asking for progression tips, like clicking on the account, I see some of them being like level 48, 49. I think the first starting point for a lot of accounts is just get your GB12 team going, work on getting a Lauren, getting a Fran. They're going to help you so much. And just start in Giants. It's your best starting place. Slowly work up to getting those teams going, get something consistent, and that's where your runes will carry you into other parts of the game.
Really well said, CC. Hey, what's going on, George? I just saw that you said hello to us a second ago. What's going on? Okay,
Hello.
so before we even jump into the account, I'm just looking at the book here. A couple tips that I could give. The Giants team, so I would, if you're trying to do, it looks like a hybrid dot team. I would take out Lucian for right now because Lucian is a step for later when you're ready to add an element of damage. If this is really safe, then great, keep it. But in my experience, Lucian has added more variance than I like in my GB12 team. And I would instead go Veramos and then another daughter instead of Lag. However, if this is working for you and it's consistently like 1 minute, 5 seconds, I wouldn't change anything. But the Dragons team with Daphnis, I think I'd swap out the Daphnis. I think he might inadvertently be slowing it down a little bit.
Yeah, I agree.
That in that extra slot there, it could be Sig, could be Ken, could be Vigor, could be any number of other units. We actually have a Dragons B10, B12 video on the channel if you want additional help there. And let's just jump in real quick and look at some runes, give some rune advice, you know?
Yeah, I'm trying to look through their account right now and seeing what they have, and if they have some of the units you've mentioned. So like I see Vigor, they have Vigor here, which is honestly such a good 2A.
So
it's almost
good.
a must at this point.
One of the best. And he was nerfed. And he's still so good.
Yeah.
He's so
absolutely.
good.
Someone's saying Shadow Claw over Ken, but it's also an option to use in here as well.
Mm-hmm, yeah. Okay, aesthetically, I even prefer Shadow Claw. I think his design is so cool. Like he just looks awesome. I really like it. I really like it. And then okay, so let's keep going through. Yo, Douglas. Oh my God, I am going to be living vicariously through you. Okay, because this is one of my most wanted units to mess with in RTA right now. Like he's very, very cool. I don't know if you guys have seen him. He's all the best parts of Leica. He's all the best parts of Leica, Miho. He's a solo monster. He's really a content monster, but he's good. He's good.
Yeah. He gets overlooked, I think, by Moore. So people forget about Douglas because they're like, oh, Moore. But then you got Douglas, and it's like, give him just a little bit of love. GZ on the Coco, and you got Juno, who's one of my favorite counters in the meta right now as well. RTA broke my spirit. Oh, GameStar, no. F2 player getting matched. Whoa, getting matched with high players. Oh my God. I know that struggle, GameStar. I know that struggle. Sometimes it can be tough. You have a lot of solid units on here. Yes.
Oh, Escher. Escher is really cool. Escher is my fastest unit. Savannah. Wow, dude, you have so many fun monsters to mess with.
I'm still scrolling. I'm like, yeah.
This is awesome. So, like, I gotta say, like, I'm clicking on a couple of the units, and I'm liking what I'm seeing. I think there might be some missed opportunities in a couple of the runing areas. So, for instance, Vigor could highly benefit from a little bit more speed and accuracy. Sig could benefit from, well, he's got great crit rate because it's perfect number of crit. Adding more though would really help. Having a couple other like rune tips in here, like I think, this is probably rune for Trickaroo eventually actually, with the 9 speed. Getting it up to 40 would be really cool. It'd be chef's kiss, you know. But as far as like the units go, if you had to give this account a number out of 10, CC, what would you say?
It's stacked for units.
It is
like
stacked.
I don't know what, like looking at it, I don't really know what you're really missing. You have such a nice variety across all your elements. Like anything you could think of that you might want to use in fire, you're like, oh, you got it. Going into wind, it's like, oh, you have a Sierra, you have a Chung Pong, you have Savannah. Like...
Exactly. Like they're not heavy in one element or the other. I was super water heavy for most of my Summoner's War career, and they
Mine started water heavy too.
Yeah, like this is very well balanced in terms. I think there's a couple opportunities for how to rune. So I'm gonna give this like a 7.5 out of 10. Really, really cool, and a nice account to end on as well, guys. So I wanted to take a second to thank everybody in the chat for hanging out with us today. This has been a really fun stream, and if you didn't get the chance to get your account reviewed or you didn't get a question answered, I'm so sorry about that. We don't stream for very long. However, we do these pretty often, so if you want to come back next week, we'll be doing account reviews and progression tips again. And Cece, is there anything that you want to say to the chat before we go today?
Just thanks for hanging out with us today. It's always fun hanging out with the community and kind of talking to you guys. And again, yeah, if we did miss any questions or we missed anything, just come back and next time we'll try to catch those.
Exactly. So guys, thank you so much to the chat. Thank you to Cece. And we
you.
love you guys. We'll see you back here on Friday. And remember, command CC line, give her a follow if you haven't already. This has been Come to Us, Evan.
And come to a CC line.
See y'all next time. Bye-bye.
All right, bye guys.
Lauren, she's available any day the Hall of Light is open. That part you know, but maybe you don't know how to ruin her.
And maybe you don't know this will be the last video we will do talking about her. I know, we've done so many. Yeah, it's the last one. It's the last one.
Oh yeah, he winked at